everybody, this is PB, and this video I'm going to show you how to log in and be fairly safe from a ban. It's worked for me. I haven't been banned in over a year. So there's a couple ways. First, you can load your game to the XMB, because as you can see, there's no Blu-ray icon here, no games or anything. So I use Webman. I'll show you real quick. You go into Webman, go into PS3. If you click on a game, it'll load it to the XMB there. You can also use Irisman. If you go in there, some people use Irisman to load a game. I use that for a real long time. I just started using Webman because I like it. And you get an error thing in Irisman, don't worry about it. Same thing, you would just click on it and it would load the game and automatically boot back to the XMB. The third way that's pretty useful is Multiman. A lot of people use Multiman, so I'll show you that real quick. If you go into Multiman, it's basically going to be the same. All three of these are basically the same thing. You open them up and they show you a list of the games, and you click on what you want and it'll load it to the XMB. So let's see here. Go over to the games section, and as you can see, there's the games. You can click on them and load them too. So I'm going to load it with Webman like I normally do, and show you it puts it to the XMB, and then we're going to do a couple of things to kind of protect ourselves, and I explain why I do them. Alright, so go into Webman Games, go down to PS3. We're going to use GTA 5 as an example. You know what? I'm going to use Black Ops 2 as an example. Do you want to close the browser? Say yes. And then you can just back up and you'll see that you have a Blu-ray emblem now, and it says that Black Ops 2 is in the disc, even though there's not one. Alright, so what I do next is I go into PS Ninja. And in PS Ninja, there's a couple options here that you need to check. I wipe history, replace history, I mark or make history read only. I clear the browser history because I use Webman, and as you've seen, it loads it through the browser. So just so that doesn't come up, I wipe that too, and then I exit. So let's do it here. Wipe history, replace history, make history read only, clear browser history, and exit. And then it will boot back to the XMB, the main menu of the PS3. Next, I'm going to go into PSN patch. And you're welcome to write down this CID because it does not work. I made sure I took care of that before I did this video. So when you're in here, a couple options you have. If you look down, square to spoof IDPS and PSID, disable triangle to disable CFW and exit, 0 to exit, and X to spoof IDPS, PSID, disable CFW all at once. You only spoof IDPS and PSID if you have them on a text file in your USB or loaded in a certain directory in your file system in the PS3. So if you've already got like your CC API or your Webman set to boot your CID, you don't have to do any of those. You could just hit triangle and disable CFW and exit, but it really doesn't matter. You could do triangle or X. So I usually do triangle because my stuff's usually already taken care of. What this does is it takes it from looking like a jailbroke console on the PSN network and makes it look like an official console. So it hides your syscalls that make it look like a jailbreak. So once you do those two things, PS Ninja, PSN patch, then you're safe to go up and load your game, or launch your game, I should say. And I don't have a valid CID in, so obviously I'm not going to be going online, but just showing you that this is how I get it started. And for some reason I got a black screen. I'll wait a couple seconds just to make sure. Some of these take a while to load, so especially when you're running CFW, some of them are a little long. Okay, well, it's definitely a black screen, but that's probably because of the way I set it up when I did it. But that's alright. So, what we're going to do is we're going to quit this video, and that should be enough to show you how to connect online and do what you got to do. And I hope this helps. Get your games on, stay a little safer. Enjoy.